Hello, everybody, and welcome to this webinar on responsible AI. We'll just wait maybe a minute, allow some participants to join and get started. But yeah, before we get started with the webinar itself, let me give you a very brief intro to our company, Big Data Trunk. We are a professional training services company providing technology and soft skills related training for the past many years. And there are a lot of trainings that are being done both in technology related topics as well as soft skill related topics. So you could check out our catalog, which I'm sharing on screen. So please visit bigdatatrunk.com for a list of all the available courses. We do keep increasing our catalog and our offerings on a very regular basis, especially since there are many of these upcoming technology related topics coming up. So you could check out our live trainings page to get a list of all the subjects and courses that are available with us. While we predominantly work in the B2B space, we offer a lot of customized boot camps and workshops, as well as single day trainings to clients as per their requirements. And the boot camps, it could be anything like from a week-long boot camp to sometimes even 8 to 12 week boot camp customized exactly as per client needs. So along with this, we also offer a lot of public trainings on a B2C basis as well. So for example, you do notice there is this understanding LLM public training coming up that is being organized for individual clients. So you can just look up the details on our website and drop us an email if you are interested. One of our more recent initiatives has been the e-learning modules and hands-on tutorials that we are offering as part of our e-learning initiatives. So please do check out our e-learning page. And also there are many subscription offers available. So this is a new initiative that we have launched recently, where you can access a wide array of e-learning courses as well as hands-on tutorials at very nominal prices. So please do check out our e-learning page, for all these details. Now, moving ahead with the webinar and the topic planned for today, like all of us are aware, probably, it's impossible to function now without being affected by AI in some form or another. Generative AI is the current flavor of the season. And while a lot of us are really interested in the kind of applications and functionalities that we get from Gen AI, I guess, one aspect that is probably being overlooked quite a lot is with regards to the ethical aspects of AI. Are we creating, the right kind of systems with a lot of ethical principles in place to make sure that AI is being used and deployed in a very responsible fashion? So we have one of our instructors here, Sushma, today with us to help us understand a lot of these details and the nitty-gritty of responsible AI and all the ethical concerns that go into creating responsible AI-based systems. So I'm going to stop screen share and hand it over to Sushma. Sushma is, again, one of our lead instructors. She's been handling a wide variety of AI, ML, and data science related topics. She's also one of our top instructional design content creators as well. So welcome, Sushma, and you can get started. Thank you.
Thank you, Aparna ma'am. Yeah, I'll get started now. Hello, I'm Sushma, and welcome once again for everybody for today's webinar on responsible AI. We are excited to have you join us and explore the concept of responsible artificial intelligence and its growing importance in the world. Just a second. My screen got stuck.
And that's okay, Sushma. If needed, you can just, yeah, it's starting up.
Okay. Yeah, as we all know, AI become integrated into every aspects of our lives, like from healthcare and finance to entertainment till transportation. It is very crucial that we not just consider what AI can do, but how we are building and deploying these technologies. Responsible AI means making sure that AI systems are built and used in a way that are ethical, transparent, fair, and helpful to the society. Today, we will dive into the core principles of responsible AI, discuss the real world examples, and explore practical guidelines that can help organizations and individuals use AI in the way that aligns with these values. At first, let us understand why responsible AI is important. Let's take a small example of a social media, like everybody will be using social media. Like before responsible AI, social media apps used to show the post based on what you have liked or commented previously. The problem was if the AI was trained using the data from one type of people, like it can be a young generation people, it would only show you similar posts. So you might miss out on new ideas or the content. The app could also keep you scrolling for hours, making it hard to stop. And it often didn't ask for permission to use your personal data. But with the responsible AI, things are getting better. Like now, the social media shows a wider variety of posts, giving you different viewpoints and ideas. The app also asks for your permission before using your personal data and make sure it is keeping safe. Instead of making you scroll endlessly, the AI helps you use your time wisely and enjoy the app without overdoing it. This way, the app is safer, more fair, and respects your privacy. Okay, so in today's webinar, we are going to cover the topics such as overview of responsible AI, historical context, importance of responsible AI, core principles, transparency and explainability, privacy, and data protection. Let's get started with the introduction and overview of responsible AI by looking at the basic idea and why it is becoming a key priority. In the early days, artificial intelligence was much simpler. AI systems were primarily based on the algorithms. These algorithms were just a set of instructions that a AI system would follow to achieve a specific goal. Let's take an example. Like, think of a recipe. A series of steps, if followed correctly, would lead to a desired outcome. In the same way, these rules were often designed based on a domain knowledge. That means expertise in a specific field, whether it was a healthcare, finance, or robotics. The goal was specific. Because of this structure, early AI systems were relatively easy to explain and understand. There was a clear connection between the input and the output. For example, if you have input specific conditions, you could know the reasoning and explanation why the decision was made. This transparency made these systems more trustworthy. But as AI began to evolve and grow in complexity, things started to change. This brings us the concept of responsible AI, ensuring that as AI becomes more complex, it remains transparent, fair, and ethical. Let us talk about the modern AI, where no longer just writing out a set of rules as we did previously. Instead, we are using a vast amount of data to automatically make machines learn the programs. This is where machine learning comes into play. Machine learning is about learning from data. Instead of having a predefined rules, machine learning algorithms can analyze patterns in data and then use those patterns to make predictions. For example, a machine learning model trained on a large data set of a medical images, which might learn to recognize the patterns and identify certain diseases, even without explicit rules about how to detect those diseases. In machine learning, the rules aren't written out by humans. Instead, the algorithm learns the rules on its own by an objective function. Objective function refers to the mathematical representation of what we are trying to achieve. Like it can be minimizing the errors or maximizing the accuracy, like that. Because of this, the decision making process inside machine learning models can be much harder to understand as the AI evolve. The machine learning model as we are using, the internal technique is harder to understand by the common people. Especially more complex ones like deep learning can act almost like a black box. That means we can see the input and the output, but understanding the internal working can be challenging, which is called as a black box. Especially we can ensure that machine learning models are making fair, unbiased, and ethical decisions when we don't fully understand the logic and the reason behind their conclusions. So it needs to be more transparent and fair. Now that we have explored the basics of responsible AI, let's look at the real world examples to understand ethical development, deployment, and management, how it comes into picture. We'll use the Google Maps as our case study. In the earlier version of Google Maps, the system mainly relied on traditional algorithms. These algorithms focused on a basic inputs like distance, roads, and traffic condition to provide users with efficient routes. While it did its job in terms of getting people from one point to another point, but still there was a limitations. For example, it didn't have a understanding, like deep understanding of a real-time situation. It can be like accidents or sudden weather changes. Also, it didn't consider individual preferences, alternative routes, or the driving habits. And more importantly, it didn't factor in broader ethical consideration. For example, environmental impact, safety issues. It may suggested the route that have been faster, but it could also have taken users through high pollution areas or dangerous neighborhood. When comes to the recent Google apps, that is fast forward to today, the Google Maps has embraced more responsible AI practices. Let's break it down into three key areas like ethical development, deployment, and management. Google Maps now uses vast amount of data from multiple sources, not just traditional road data, but also real-time feedback from users, sensors, and even environmental data. This makes the routes more accurate, but also safer and more contextually aware. For example, it now incorporates information like road closures, weather changes, and even accidents, helping users avoid dangerous situations. Google Maps also considers the personal preferences of users, such as avoiding tolls or highways, and uses feedback from the community to improve the app. Users can rate traffic condition, report issues, or suggest route alternatives, making the system more dynamic and user-centered. Google continuously updates the app and fixes problems by reviewing the data and responding to issues that arises. They ensure that the app remains reliable and transparent so users can trust the system to provide accurate and responsible directions. For example, like when concerns are raised about the environmental impact of routing, Google adjusts the algorithm to prioritize eco-friendly routes when possible. Also, we can see even with responsible AI, Google Maps still faces issues like biased route suggestions, lack of contextual understanding, unintended personalization effects, and over dependency on technology. For example, if there is a road closure or broken bridge, etc., that hasn't been updated in the system, it may be delayed to update. By that time, some unpleasant event may occur. So now let's understand how the principle of responsible AI apply to the highly relevant technology that is face recognition. Face recognition has become a common tool used for everything from security and surveillance to personal device authentication. However, its development and deployment have raised several important ethical concerns, particularly around issues of fairness, privacy, and accountability. In the early days of face recognition technology, these issues were often overlooked, leading to significant challenges like bias and inequity. Face recognition systems were biased, often performing better on lighter skin tones and male faces due to skewed training data. This resulted in inequalities, creating fairness issues, and etc. There was little accountability for errors. Misidentifications often had no clear process for correction, leaving users vulnerable to unfair targeting without resource. Many face recognition systems were a black box, as we have already discussed. User didn't understand how decisions were made, leading to trust issues and concerns about fairness. Privacy was a major issue, with face recognition being used without consent in public spaces, rising fears of mass surveillance and violations of personal freedoms. As the technology has evolved, the ethical concerns have become more prominent. The integration of responsible AI principles has become essential. So, what has changed in more responsible system? Let us understand now. Fairness, that is, modern face recognition systems are trained on diverse data sets, improving accuracy across different skin tones, genders, and ethnicity, reducing bias and promoting equity. Systems now include processes to correct errors and hold organizations accountable for misuse. Responsible systems offer clear information on how the technology works, what data is used, and how decisions are made. Face recognition technology now prioritizes privacy and consent with ethical guidelines to prevent misuse such as unwarranted surveillance. By applying these principles like fairness, accountability, transparency, and respect for the human rights, face recognition system is becoming more ethical, more inclusive, and aligned with the values we expect from the AI systems. Rather than simply deploying powerful tools without consideration for other social impact, responsible AI ensures that these are designed and used in a way that benefit all members of the society. Also, even with the responsible AI, we can see a small errors. The decision-making process of face recognition system can still be opaque. That means how the decision is making is not completely transparent, and users may not fully understand how the system works. We are still in the process of incorporating the responsible AI, hence we may still find some errors. Let's explore how AI can transform a common technology we use every day, that is a virtual assistant. For example, like a Siri, Alexa, or Google Assistant. These systems are designed to help us with a variety of tasks. Without the right safeguards, even these virtual assistants can pose risks. Let's compare how it works like before and after responsible AI. In earlier versions, the virtual assistants, the focus was on answering simple queries like what's the capital of France? But there was less emphasis on making users' lives more organized. They could answer questions, but they didn't help with the things like reminders or task management efficiently as they could have. Also, from the risk perspective, there were significant issues. For example, virtual assistants could store personal information without asking for permission, which raised up privacy concerns. Additionally, these systems often lack the ability to recognize and filter out sensitive questions like asking for your home address or credit card details, etc., which could lead to potential security issues. One more thing that can be included is a parental controls were also limited. That means the younger users could access potentially inappropriate content or settings. So let us understand how it is improving after responsible AI. We see a shift towards a balancing and benefits of virtual assistants with stronger safeguards. Virtual assistants not only answer basic questions but also help with day-to-day tasks. For example, they can assist with learning by answering questions like what's the capital of France, also reminding you about important events like, for example, a soccer practice or a homework deadlines, etc. This makes them more effective tool for organizing and managing your life. When it comes to the risks, responsible AI ensures privacy and security by only storing personal information when the user gives explicit consent. The assistant is also trained to recognize sensitive queries and will not respond to private questions like home address and banking details, as I have already discussed. Unless properly authorized, it is not asking for any personal details. Improved parental controls also can be seen, which allows parents to set limits and ensure younger users have a safer and more appropriate experience. To truly understand the evolution of responsible AI, we need to explore how artificial intelligence technology itself has developed over time. The history of AI is intertwined with both technological advances and an increasing focus on the ethical challenges that come with the power of these technologies. Let's take a look at the key phases in the development of AI and how the concept of responsibility emerged alongside these innovations. AI began in 1950s with pioneers like Alan Turing and John McCarthy, focusing on algorithms that could simulate human reasoning. Early systems like Turing test aim to assess if machines could mimic human intelligence. In 1960s and 1970s, rule-based systems emerged, focused on symbolic reasoning. Ethical concerns were not at a priority at that time. The goal was proving machines could reasons. In 1980s and 1990s, AI evolved into expert systems to solve complex problems by mimicking human experts. These systems were used in fields like medicine and finance, but were rigid, costly, and lacked adaptability. This highlighted the need for more flexible AI, leading to machine learning. Then comes the rise of machine learning. In the 2000s, machine learning emerged, allowing AI to learn from vast amounts of data rather than predefined rules. This powered applications like recommendation systems and image recognition, but also introduced challenges like bias in decision making due to unrepresentative data. By the 2010s, AI was deeply embedded in daily life, raising ethical concerns, public scrutiny grew around fairness, privacy, and job displacement. In 2016, global initiatives like a partnership on AI began creating frameworks for the responsible development of AI. In the 2020s, responsible AI became more formalized. Organizations like OECD and EU established ethical guidelines for artificial intelligence, which is promoting more fairness, accountability, transparency, and privacy protection. Today, we face challenges around AI's impact on employment, privacy, and social inequity. Future directions include improving AI explainability, ensuring inclusivity, and addressing ethical issues like autonomous weapons and AI driven surveillance. Ongoing collaboration between developers, policymakers, and society will be essential for shaping AI that benefits everyone while minimizing risks. Now that we have established what responsible AI, let's explore why it is so crucial. Building trust in AI technologies is most important. Trust is essential for the adoption of AI. People need to feel confident that AI systems are transparent and accountable. When AI systems make decisions, it is important that users should understand how these decisions were made and trust that system is acting in their best interest. AI must be fair, which helps mitigate discrimination and ensures that AI systems do not unfairly favor certain groups over the other groups. This includes promoting inclusivity. As AI system processes vast amounts of data, protecting privacy and ensuring data security becomes essential. Responsible AI ensures that sensitive information is safeguarded and that system comply with the privacy regulations like GDPR to protect individual rights. AI can be misused or exploited. Responsible AI helps prevent misuse and guards against risks like adversarial attacks, where bad actors intentionally manipulate AI systems for harm. Responsible AI ensures that AI aligns with the human values. It avoids black box decision making, where we have already discussed about this earlier. That is, black box means where the internal working of the artificial intelligence machine is not understood by the common people. Responsible AI also focuses on improving human artificial intelligence collaboration. The goal is to design AI systems that are centered around human needs, encouraging positive and supportive interactions between humans and AI. AI is a global phenomenon, and promoting global standards for responsible AI is also a crucial part. Collaborative efforts across borders will help that AI is used for global challenges, for example, climate change, healthcare, and economic development. So now that we have introduced the importance of responsible AI, let's dive into the core principles that form the foundation of ethical AI practices. These principles are essential to guide the development, deployment, and use of AI that benefits the society. The four core principles are fairness, accountability, transparency, and privacy. Let's explore each one in more detail. Fairness ensures AI produces equitable outcomes for all users, regardless of their race, gender, or age. AI systems can inherit biases from training data, leading to discrimination. Responsible AI works to identify and eliminate biases, promoting inclusivity and fair treatment for all. Let's talk about accountability, where it means clear responsibility for AI decisions and outcomes. If AI cause harm or makes error, it is very important to hold someone accountable and check what exactly it is happening, how it is going wrong. This ensures trust and transparency in AI systems so that we can correct the mistakes. Transparency means the AI system should be understandable and their decision making process should be accessible to the users. As from the beginning, we are talking about the transparency that how the working is taking place. Like everyone have the rights to know how it is working and how the decisions are making. Users need to know how it is making and promoting trust. Transparency helps demystify AI and ensures it operates ethically. Privacy prioritizes protecting user data and complying with privacy regulations. AI collects vast amount of personal data. The responsible AI ensures privacy is safeguarded, preventing misuse and protecting individual rights, especially in sensitive areas like healthcare and finance. Let's talk about transparency in responsible AI. In simple terms, transparency means making AI systems open and understandable so that everyone knows how they work, what data they use, and how they make decisions. Key aspects of transparency is like model transparency. This means making the AI systems understandable. For example, in a loan decision, we need to know if the system is considering factors like credit score, income, or other variables. Transparency ensures clarity on how the model works and what factor it uses. Data transparency means AI is trained on huge set of data, and it's important to know what data is used and how it is collected. For example, does the data represent all groups fairly, or is it biased towards one? Data transparency ensures the data is appropriate and doesn't cause harm. Decision transparency is when AI makes a decision, users should understand why it was made. For example, if a loan application is rejected, the applicant have the rights to know if it was due to the credit history, income, or another reason. Decision transparency helps users see the logic behind AI outcomes. Let us understand why transparency matters. Again, as we have already discussed, to build the trust, people have to trust in AI. To build trust in AI, when people understand how system works, people will be more comfortable and confident to use the systems because of its fairness and predictability. Transparency makes it easier to hold organizations accountability. If something goes wrong, we can trace the decision and correct the issues then and there. With transparency, we can spot biases or errors that might lead to unfair outcomes, ensuring the system treat everyone fairly. A real world example of transparency in responsible AI, we can talk about Google's What If tool. What If tool is a visual interface, helps to understand the how machine learning models works. Like it helps users to understand how the models make decisions. These tools allows users to explore and visualize the factors influencing the AI's decision making process. For example, in income or credit history in loan approval models, it also helps detect potential biases by showing how changes in inputs affect the output, making it easier to spot unfair outcomes in sectors like healthcare and finance. This transparency helps build trust, ensures that decisions are made based on a clear criteria, and allows user to understand why certain decisions were made. Let us talk about the explainability, which means being able to clearly explain how and why an AI system makes decision. This is a key for complex models like a deep learning, which are often seen as a black boxes. Why explainability matters? Again, it comes to the trust and confidence. Like people trust AI more when they understand its reasoning behind. If it's a black box, users may hesitate to rely on it. Explaining decisions helps identify and correct biases in the system, ensuring fairness. Many industries like healthcare and finance require explainable AI for regulatory compliance, especially when decisions affect people's life. In the field like medicine or the finance, understanding AI's decision making helps developers refine models, improving both performance and fairness. Let us understand the key aspects of explainability. Explanations should be simple and understandable, where the common people have to understand with ease. Like, for example, why the loan has been denied. They should get a proper and a short uh, explanation that says loan denied due to the low credit card, a low credit score. Also, if a model is complex, explanations can be given after a decision is made to clarify its reasoning. We can talk about a real world example of explainability in responsible AI is Microsoft Interpret ML, a toolkit designed to make complex machine learning models like deep learning more understandable. Interpret ML helps users see how and why an AI model makes decisions by providing clear explanations of which factors influence the outcome. For example, in loan approval models, it can show how specific inputs like an applicant's credit history or monthly income impact the decision, to approve or deny a loan. This transparency and explainability helps uncover biases, improves trust in the AI systems, and ensure fairness. In sectors like finance and healthcare, again, explainability is a crucial for regulatory compliance and allows users to understand better AI. Let's talk about the privacy and data protection in responsible AI. As AI becomes more widespread, protecting personal data is more important. Prioritizing privacy helps build trust, ensures compliance with laws, and supports the ethical use of AI. Why privacy matters? Users feel safer when they know their decisions and the data is protected. Laws like GDPR and CCPA require strict data handling practices. AI should protect personal data and be transparent about its use. Let us understand key privacy principles. It is important that data is collected only which is needed, like data minimization. Collect only the data you need. Users should know what data is collected and how it is used. Safeguard data to prevent breaches. What are the benefits of prioritizing privacy is like which results in a safer AI which protects individuals data, ethical AI which ensures fairness and respects users rights, trust and adoption encourages users to engage with AI systems. So, after all, talking about responsible AI for this whole time, I even want to mention that after responsible AI being implemented, AI systems can still make mistakes in different areas. For example, virtual assistant might still misunderstand complex requests, face recognition might still be biased, or privacy concerns might not be fully solved. However, when we compare these issues to how AI systems worked in the past, we can see a big improvement. In the early days of AI, these systems were much less accurate, harder to trust, and often made bigger errors. Now, we can thanks to the responsible AI, where we are starting to see more fairness, better transparency, and stronger privacy protection. These improvements have made AI systems safer and more reliable than before. That being said, eradicating all the issues completely might not be possible in the near future. AI is complex and there will always be new challenges as the technology evolves. However, by continuing to focus on responsible AI, making AI systems more ethical, transparent, and secure, we can keep improving these systems. While we not fix everything at once, responsible AI is a step in the right direction to reduce errors and build trust in AI technology over time. As AI continues to evolve, it's crucial we apply these principles to ensure AI benefits everyone. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Sushma. That was a wonderfully done webinar. Um, in fact, the range of topics that you have covered over such a short time, done really well. We got a very good understanding and overview of all the responsible AI principles, all the factors, that go into creating responsible systems like importance of privacy and transparency, explainability. So thanks for that. We had one question from one of the participants. Um, could you just maybe throw a little light on what individuals can do, to kind of make sure that they are making good responsible use of AI? Like as a individual end user, are there any small tips and tricks for all of us to ensure that AI is being handled more responsibly?
Yeah, as AI, responsible AI is improving day by day. Even we have to be more conscious about how we are using it. So personal usage is also more important. Like each person should be aware of what are the details they are giving to the AI because it is a machine which learns automatically, which is trained. So we have to be more conscious to while providing personal informations, as I already said, like home address, phone numbers, or anything like that, which can be misused. So we should use it more consciously.
Thank you, Sushma. Thanks once again to the participants who have joined into the webinar. Um, like most of you are aware, this is like a monthly series that we do. I'd just like to let everybody know that for the next month, though, since it's the holiday season, we won't be having the regular webinar at the last Thursday like it is usually scheduled. We'll be restarting once again with a set of extremely interesting and relevant Gen AI based topics from Jan onwards. So, all the regular meetup groups, you'll be finding details of the upcoming webinars. So, once again, thanks everybody and have a good Thanksgiving holiday as well. Thank you, Sushma.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody.